Hi everyone. Hope you guys are feeling energetic. We just had a coffee break, and hope you guys are able to listen me at the back. So, I just want to ask you a very basic thing. How many guys are here aware about APIs or use APIs in general? Um, Everyone, like ChatGPT APIs, a lot of public APIs. So, I just want to ask you, like, which tool do you use for API testing, or anyone can share API testing tool which you use. Okay, thanks. Anyone in the back except from Bruno, Insomnia. Okay. Anyone else? Postman. Okay. Postman is common. And yeah, it's leading API space from 15, 16 years, more than a decade now. But let's say understand. So let's first start with the introduction. I'm a DevRel engineer at Bruno. If you guys are not aware of what DevRel is, so DevRel engineer is someone who, like a product manager, who take care of product and build a community around product, help connect with clients and connect with engineering team, make sure that every operation running smooth and product is continuously revolutionize innovation and do product research. I started my open source journey 3 years back. 3 years back when I was in college, I take care of developer experience and love to build community, do a lot of open source work. And if you guys want to connect with me, feel free to search Devugan Code. It's my kind of a stage name. You can search it on LinkedIn, Twitter, you'll find out me. So what is Bruno? So Bruno is a API testing tool, which is different from any other API testing client or the player in the market right now, because all the API clients provide your cloud sync or cloud-based collaboration. So what mean? So you want to share your API collection with any of your colleague, any of your friends. You have to go to your cloud sync. You have to click share. It generates a kind of small string URL. You share with your colleague with email or with any other platform. You connect and actually do a lot of say a collaborative thing. But the issue with this approach is it's too difficult to figure out what exactly that other person changed who is sitting in Maharashtra, Pune from here or outside of India, and it's too difficult to understand like what exactly he changed in API. It might be headers values, it might be authentication, it might be anything. So it's too difficult to do that on the cloud-based environment. But understand like what we normally use as a developer for the collaboration to share your work with someone and having a collaboration. Git, right? So why we use a different approach for the API testing? Why your API testing? Why your APIs are not a part of your code base? Why it should be on different on any cloud or anything else? Why it's not a part of your code base directly, where you can actually develop your APIs just like you develop your code or software application? So that's the ideology behind Bruno, and that's what Bruno is trying to solve. The second thing, Bruno is local first API testing client. Whatever data you have generate or do inside a Bruno, it's stored on your local system. Just show you the small example here. So I have this screen, local first approach. So at the first screen, you can see it's a Bruno screen where I have one sample Echo Bruno collection and 2 requests. And it's the same collection as the same folder which I open in a VS Code, and it's a part of your file system. You are not storing your API collection or APIs anywhere in the cloud. It's actually stored in your API in your system on a local. Let's get back to that, and these are the few differences which you should aware of why choosing an actual API testing client matters. Bruno is open source API testing tool, so everything is transparent. You can see we have a GitHub use Bruno repository. You can see all the code is available there. If you feel if you want to contribute, you can feel free to do that. Postman is not a open source; it's enterprise, mainly focus on enterprise editions. On the collaboration part, Bruno uses a native Git where it's collaborative happens through the Git. You don't need to log into cloud where you have to share a string or collaboration do with a cloud. Bruno is a complete offline client, so whatever is stored inside of Bruno, it's available on your file system, means directly on your operating system, not in anywhere in the cloud, which is more secure way to work with APIs. It's a lightweight, it's a clean UI, and both support a cross platform. So these are the two screens in front of you. I'm not sure like you guys are able to see or not. And the back, you're able to see the screen. You see the okay. So in the left side, you can see Bruno, which is much more simpler, easier, and more easy to use, and you can see everything what's happening there. In the left hand side, your sidebar where your all API exists. You can create a folder, collections. In Postman, where bunch of bloated features are there, where you can actually don't not going to use every feature which is available on the screen, but it's there. It's create a much more complicated which one you have to use and how to get started. And the main part is local first approach, which is already we discussed. Whatever is stored inside a Bruno, it's a part of your file system. Nothing inside. Just say you create a collection inside a Postman, it actually stays with the Postman. Or you want to share with someone, then you have to connect your data on a cloud. That's an unsecure way to do that. In Bruno, you can see everything stored in your file system. Another thing, you can see inside a Bruno, if you want to collaborate with someone, so you can actually collaborate with directly from your Bruno screen. So as you can see, I have some changes which I made. I have made authentication inherit to none, and the left hand side you can see what are the changes I have made is available, and I can directly commit changes from here. I am going to give a demo quick. So uh, okay, this is not my laptop, so I'm not sure. Okay. Sorry guys, I can't give demo because this is not my laptop. I all set done in my laptop, but uh, we are it's not connecting properly here. But just for a use case, you can see you can actually commit all the changes from inside a Bruno, and you can see all the files which is changed, which you can see on the screen that I have API auth folder, I have Bruno JSON echo brew file. You can see all the changes by clicking. In the right hand side, you can see the red and green changes, which is much more visible to a developer, similar like a GitHub, which gives a much more simpler diff. And compared to cloud, when just say X person is developing a API collection from here, and he shared his collection, a person sitting next to anywhere in this world. So if I join that collaboration, it's too difficult to figure out like what exactly person why is changed and doing what exactly he did. But just imagine a scenario where the Bruno feature, which Bruno Git collaboration provides you. So you can actually see that which person made changes here and similar to GitHub. So that's the ideology behind Bruno. Why you should your API testing or your API development should be different from your software application. Why it's not a part of your code base. It should be your API should be a part of your code base. You can put it there. You can do whatever you want. Connect with a lot of people. You don't need to put your data in a cloud because in the past, a lot of people address a security issues where social engineering things happens. Your credentials are shared with some other person and people can misuse your data. So a lot of companies taking this approach instead of relying on a cloud-based API testing clients. So that's why Bruno is taking a more adoption in the enterprise and at personal level. So we are growing on a GitHub. We recently crossed Insomnia in the GitHub stars, where Insomnia is I'm not sure, but it's almost a decade. Insomnia is there, and we are 3 years old software product in the market, and we are doing very well. So you can just go to Bruno repository. If you want to contribute, feel free to hit github.com use Bruno. You will see all the documentation, all the product related code. Feel free to contribute there, and documentation are there. We are open source and we are managing our community on a Discord. So if you're someone who wants to join community, if you have anything want to talk about product, about Bruno, how it works, feel free to join our Discord. We are happy to help you. I will be there to guide you through all the required things or resources you need. And uh, so we have a public collections repo. If people are not aware, like a Postman also have a public collections where bunch of APIs are there. Just say you want to use any authentication API just for testing how things works in Postman or what is the authentication stuff. So Postman allows you to directly go to the Bruno collection, Postman collection. You can pull the particular collection and start using it. Same thing Bruno's do. So you can just hit github.com Bruno collection. All collections are there. So if, let's say we recently integrate a feature for gRPC and WebSocket supports. So you want to just understand what is WebSocket, how the interface looks like. You can go to that Bruno public collection, fetch the repo, and start using it Bruno. So that's something which is different, which is Bruno is doing, and that's why people are getting more and more interest. Community supporting us a lot. So yeah, that's something I come up with today. Unfortunately, I can't show you a demo, but open to any QA, any question you have, anything about community, how you can get started, about product. Yeah.
Is there a mechanism or automatically resolving worst conflicts?
Currently, we are working on that. Currently, we don't have. Currently, you have to do that through the terminal. But of except that, we have everything inside a gate. But we are working on a merge conflicts, and maybe next year we are going to introduce that. Okay. So there are two ways. Another one way is inside a Bruno, we provide a feature where I will show you quickly. So you can see the main that icon next to safe mode at the top right hand side. So that's a when you click on that, you can actually integrate Git inside a Bruno, but it's an enterprise feature for the QA engineers and developers. But if you're a software developer, you can actually do the same thing for from the terminal. You don't need to pay anything because it's a local first. So whatever data you have created inside a Bruno, it's a part of your operating system. So you can go to the terminal, hit Git init, and you can put it on a GitHub. You don't need to pay anything. Specifically for the enterprise people who are not really into terminal or Git based. So we have implemented this feature for them.
API testing, we mostly have some like secret keys or authentication keys with testing.
Yeah.
So, and most of the times we do not want to, like always we do not want it to get committed. So, does Bruno support that?
Yes. So we have few marks just like use. I will quickly. So Bruno supports whatever the field you have. So okay. So just give me a moment. I will just quickly show you. Um. Okay. So the things works, whatever the fields which is secure, like security stuff, let's say you are over to flow, you're using or testing over to authentication. So whatever field like a client secrets or server secrets are marked as a secret. So those fields are not going to commit with a Bruno. It's going to keep it as a part of your operating system, not going to push it on a GitHub. So that's how we are taking care of the security part to not pushing all any credentials on GitHub until you don't want to. Anything, anyone?
So can we use the tests defined with Bruno as part of our CI? Like, is there a CLI or something?
Yes. So just like a Postman Newman, we have a Bruno CLI. So you can actually automate every part of your API testing flow with a Bruno CLI. We can integrate with a CI/CD pipeline with a any CI/CD tool which supports. You can. I will. So this is a Bruno CLI, and you can actually mm, go to GitHub action part, and you can actually enable everything what you want. With the samples are available there, you can just copy paste and just do that.
Got it. Thank you.
Anyone else? Yes, sir.
Once bundle the tab and mark the password within set later. Okay. Hello. Yes, sir. The Postman just announced the automatic generation of SDK.
Sir, sorry, I can't hear you. Can you?
Hello.
Yeah, yeah,
Am I audible?
yeah. Now,
So from the OpenAPI spec, Postman or their Postman collection, Postman just announced that they are able to generate the SDK
yes,
in any language
yes.
of your choice. So how about the SDK generation, automatic SDK generation support in Bruno?
Okay. Sir, currently we don't have that. But for the OpenAPI spec you asked, we have planning to implement OpenAPI collections. So we can actually open your OpenAPI. Let's say you have a collection inside a Bruno, you can actually create any YAML or JSON file directly inside a Bruno, and you can see in a OpenAPI Swagger or any kind of tool. So that's how we are taking care of that right now.